Love those bugs magazine article. Almost everyone knows that plants and animals need rain and sun to survive, but this combination is not the only necessity. Did you know that insects are also extremely important? Without them, life as we know it would be very different. Walking through a damp forest can be downright hazardous. Pests like black flies can leave painful bites that itch for weeks. The sight of wiggly caterpillars offends people who don't like creepy crawly creatures. Mosquitoes can annoy the most enthusiastic nature lover. Yet insects like these are an absolute necessity for life on Earth. Insects pollinate. One important job that insects do is spread pollen, a fine powder that is produced by seed-bearing plants. When insects feed on a blossom, they accidentally pick up pollen from the plant. When they move to another blossom to feed, some of the pollen can rub onto the new plant. This transfer of pollen is called pollination. Plants couldn't produce blossoms if they weren't pollinated. If we didn't have blossoms, we wouldn't have tomatoes, apples, and many other fresh foods that we eat. Without insects, people would have to take deliberate action to spread the pollen. Flower by flower, the pollen would be spread by hand. The job would be so big that it would be impossible. Insects improve soil. Think about a dense green forest. The tallest and most dominant trees shade the forest floor. But what happens when one of these huge trees falls? In the first step of a process known as decomposition, ants, beetles, and other insects feed on the rotting wood. Then, inside their bodies, they do a thorough job of breaking down the wood. Some of the broken down matter passes out of their bodies as waste. However, it is hardly waste for plants growing on the forest floor. Instead, that waste is full of substances that enrich the soil and help plants grow. Insects protect plants. Some insects protect plants by eating other insects that damage or destroy plants. One harmful insect is the aphid. Tiny clumps of aphids huddle on the undersides of leaves, sucking the juices inside the plant. Ladybird beetles, known more commonly as ladybugs, eat aphids. Ladybugs are thus a welcome sight in any garden. Insects provide products. In the arena of useful products, insects contribute a lot. We get honey from honeybees. We also depend on an insect for some of our clothing. That insect is the mulberry silk moth, which provides silk. Other insects are used to make dyes and shellac. So the next time you see an insect, think about the role it plays. Instead of squashing it, say thank you. Insects are part of the reason that life on Earth is the way it is today. Here are some more bug facts from E.O. Wilson. Biologist E.O. Wilson has earned many compliments and awards for his work with insects. He says that if insects disappeared, humanity probably could not last more than a few months. He points out that modern life has destroyed habitats that insects need in order to live. E.O. Wilson says that we can regain control of the situation by creating new habitats, starting in our own backyards. Plant a tree, bush, or bed of flowers. Make each home a friendly place for insects.